A growth mindset also requires us to shift our focus from outcomes to effort. In a fixed mindset, we often judge our worth by the results we achieve. Success is seen as a reflection of our inherent abilities, while failure is viewed as proof of our limitations. However, when we adopt a growth mindset, we start to value the effort and persistence that goes into learning and improving. This shift helps us remain motivated in the face of challenges, even if the outcome is not immediate or successful. We recognize that the effort itself is a sign of progress. This mindset encourages us to keep going even when the results are not yet visible, knowing that every step forward is a step toward transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look ahead to 2025, we stand on the threshold of a new opportunity, a fresh start, a year that promises to be one of transformation. But what does transformation really mean, and how can we ensure that 2025 becomes a year of profound personal and collective growth? Transformation begins with one powerful thing: courage. It takes courage to change, courage to step into the unknown, and courage to confront the parts of ourselves and our lives that we may have been avoiding. Change is never easy, but it is in embracing this discomfort that we find the possibility for true transformation. In 2025, we have the opportunity to challenge our old habits, question what no longer serves us, and step into a new way of thinking, living, and being. Courage is the first step toward this change. Transformation begins with courage, the willingness to face the unknown, to challenge the status quo, and to step outside our comfort zones. In our daily lives, we often find comfort in routines and familiar patterns, whether it's in our personal habits, our relationships, or even in our careers. Change, however, requires us to let go of these familiarities and venture into uncharted territories, which can be daunting and intimidating. But without courage, transformation is impossible. The courage to change is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. Fear is a natural part of the human experience, especially when we are confronted with uncertainty. We fear failure, rejection, and the unknown. These fears often keep us stagnant, holding us back from pursuing new opportunities or making necessary changes in our lives. But the truth is, every transformation, whether personal, professional, or societal, requires us to confront and overcome our fears. Courage is the quality that allows us to acknowledge these fears and still move forward, knowing this kind of courage does not come easily. It demands vulnerability, the willingness to show up, be seen, and be open to failure. Vulnerability is often misunderstood as weakness, but in reality, it is one of the greatest sources of strength. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we acknowledge that we are not perfect and that transformation is a process, not an immediate outcome. It means we must risk exposing our true selves, not just to others, but to ourselves. We must be willing to confront our weaknesses, our insecurities, and the parts of us that need to change. It is only through this deep self-awareness that true transformation can begin. Courage to change also requires a shift in mindset. Too often, we believe that transformation is something that happens to us rather than something we actively create. We wait for the perfect moment, the right circumstances, or the ideal opportunity to change. However, transformation doesn't happen by waiting, it happens by deciding. When we make the conscious decision to change, we take the first step toward growth. This decision is an act of courage, it's a commitment to moving forward, regardless of how uncertain the path may seem. One of the most significant obstacles to embracing change is the fear of failure. Failure is often seen as a permanent setback, a sign that we are not capable or not good enough. However, failure is an inevitable part of transformation. It is not a reflection of our worth, but rather a necessary part of the learning process. Every failure provides us with an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. The courageous individual does not fear failure, but embraces it as a stepping stone toward success. In fact, it is through repeated failure that we gain the resilience and experience needed to achieve lasting transformation. Moreover, courage is not something that we summon once and then have for the rest of our lives. It is a muscle that must be exercised regularly. The more we embrace the discomfort of change and the more we step into the unknown, the stronger our courage becomes. Each small act of courage, whether it's having a difficult conversation, taking on a new project, or challenging a limiting belief, builds upon the last, creating a foundation for bigger and bolder transformations. Transformation requires us to take ownership of our journey. It asks us to step up, take responsibility for our choices, and commit to becoming the people we know we are capable of being. The courage to embrace change is the first step toward unlocking our full potential. Without it, we remain stuck in the same patterns, afraid to take risks and hesitant to grow. But with courage, we can overcome our fears, transcend our limitations, and create the changes we desire in our lives. Transformation begins with a simple but powerful decision to be courageous. Real transformation is not merely about achieving success or reaching a specific goal. It is fundamentally about building resilience. Resilience is the ability to adapt to adversity, recover from setbacks, and keep moving forward despite difficulties. Transformation often involves challenges and moments of failure, and it is in these moments that resilience becomes crucial. Without resilience, we may find ourselves stuck in discouragement, giving up before we ever experience the growth that comes from overcoming obstacles. When we embark on a journey of transformation, it is inevitable that we will encounter setbacks. These setbacks may come in many forms of missed opportunity, an unexpected failure, or the realization that we've taken a wrong turn in our pursuit of change. In these moments, it can be easy to feel defeated. We may doubt ourselves, question our capabilities, or even consider giving up. But it is in the face of adversity that our true potential is tested. It is through the act of rising from failure that we strengthen our resilience. Each setback we encounter is an opportunity to learn, to adjust our approach, and to grow stronger. Resilience is not about avoiding failure, it is about how we respond to it. The most successful people are not those who have never failed, but those who have failed many times, only to pick themselves up and keep going. Failure is not the end of the road, it is simply a part of the journey. It teaches us what doesn't work and opens up new possibilities for what might. Resilience allows us to look at setbacks not as personal shortcomings, but as opportunities for growth and evolution. To build resilience, we must also learn how to manage our emotions, especially in difficult times. Transformation can be a deeply emotional process, as it often requires us to face uncomfortable truths about ourselves and the world around us. There will be moments when we feel overwhelmed by fear, frustration, or even hopelessness. These emotions are a natural part of the human experience, but it is how we manage them that determines our resilience. Developing emotional resilience means recognizing our emotions without being controlled by them. It means acknowledging the pain, disappointment, or fear, and then choosing to move forward regardless. Additionally, resilience requires persistence, the determination to keep going even when progress feels slow or invisible. Transformation rarely happens overnight. It is a gradual process that requires continuous effort, often with little immediate reward. In these moments, persistence is key. When we stay committed to our goals, even in the face of challenges, we build the mental and emotional stamina required for lasting change. Persistence is the engine that drives us forward when motivation wanes and obstacles seem insurmountable. Another important aspect of resilience is learning to embrace a mindset of flexibility. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and transformation rarely follows a straight line. The path to growth is often winding, filled with unexpected detours and new challenges. The ability to adapt to changing circumstances, to reassess our strategies, and to adjust our goals is a crucial part of resilience. Flexibility allows us to pivot when necessary and to remain open to new opportunities, even if they were not part of our original plan. This flexibility helps us maintain our momentum, ensuring that we do not become discouraged when things do not go according to our initial expectations. Building resilience also means seeking support from others. While transformation is a personal journey, it is not one that needs to be taken alone. Resilient people understand the importance of community and connection. They lean on others for encouragement, feedback, and perspective. Surrounding ourselves with a supportive network can make all the difference in how we navigate setbacks. When we share our struggles with others and receive support, we are reminded that we are not alone in our journey and that transformation is a collective process as much as it is an individual one. In summary, resilience is the backbone of transformation. It allows us to persist through difficulty, adapt to change, and continue moving forward when everything inside us wants to stop. It is through resilience that we grow, evolve, and achieve the lasting transformation we desire. In order to transform, we must cultivate resilience by embracing failure, managing our emotions, remaining persistent, staying flexible, and leaning on others. Without resilience, transformation is impossible. but with it, we are unstoppable. A growth mindset is one of the most powerful forces that can shape our transformation. At its core, a growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence are not fixed, but rather can be developed through dedication, hard work, and continuous learning. This mindset fundamentally shifts the way we view challenges, setbacks, and our potential for change. It is not simply about achieving success or mastery, but about seeing ourselves as capable of evolving no matter where we start. A growth mindset is crucial when it comes to transformation because it encourages us to embrace the process of development and the belief that we can always improve. The idea of a growth mindset is rooted in the understanding that our brains are not static. We are not bound by innate talent or intelligence, but instead have the capacity to grow and learn throughout our lives. This realization can be liberating because it means that we are not limited by our past experiences or by the beliefs others may have about our capabilities. We can develop new skills, acquire new knowledge, and overcome challenges as long as we remain committed to the process of growth. When we adopt this mindset, we no longer see setbacks as permanent failures, but as opportunities to learn and improve. Failure then becomes an essential part of the growth process, not something to be feared or avoided. A growth mindset also requires us to shift our focus from outcomes to effort. In a fixed mindset, we often judge our worth by the results we achieve. Success is seen as a reflection of our inherent abilities, while failure is viewed as proof of our limitations. However, when we adopt a growth mindset, we start to value the effort and persistence that goes into learning and improving. This shift helps us remain motivated in the face of challenges. Even if the outcome is not immediate or successful, we recognize that the effort itself is a sign of progress. This mindset encourages us to keep going even when the results are not yet visible, knowing that every step forward is a step toward transformation. Embracing a growth mindset also requires us to let go of the fear of failure. Many people hesitate to take risks or try new things because they are afraid of not succeeding. But with a growth mindset, we learn to see failure as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Failure provides us with critical feedback and insight into what doesn't work, giving us a chance to adjust our approach and try again. By embracing this concept, we begin to shift our perspective on failure from something negative to something constructive. In fact, the most successful individuals often fail the most, not because they are less capable, but because they are willing to try, learn, and keep improving. A growth mindset allows us to be resilient in the face of failure, knowing that each setback is simply a part of the learning journey. Another important aspect of a growth mindset is the belief that we can improve at anything as long as we put in the time and effort. Whether it's developing new skills, learning new information, or becoming more emotionally intelligent, we all have the capacity to grow. The belief that we can improve is empowering because it means that we are never stuck. We always have the opportunity to evolve. The key is to approach each challenge with a mindset of curiosity rather than judgment. When we are curious about learning, we become open to new experiences, new ideas, and new ways of thinking. This openness fosters growth and helps us embrace change as a natural part of life. In a world that is constantly evolving, a growth mindset is essential for personal and professional transformation. It allows us to embrace challenges, learn from failures, and keep improving. When we adopt a growth mindset, we shift our focus from a fear of failure and perfection to a focus on progress and learning. This change in perspective can be the catalyst for profound transformation as it empowers us to take risks, try new things, and unlock our full potential. With a growth mindset, the possibilities are endless because we know that we can always get better no matter where we start.